William Morris Endeavor's board of directors held an emergency meeting at night. They decided to cancel Meghan Markle's deal after the Hollywood Big Bash pre-tour event. This happened right after Meghan and Harry chose to leave their old life behind and start fresh. Hello friends, welcome to the King YouTube channel. Discussion regarding my thoughts today. It seems like the folks at WME want to play it safe. They were worried that one of the viewers at the A-list event might be unstable. Imagine if they thought the X on Meghan Markle's forehead was a sniper's target. Maybe someone might take a shot at Meghan out of revenge for her harsh comments about Catherine, the Princess of Wales, especially now since Meghan's own team has turned against her, revealing her bribery and corruption. They said she told 30 lies, including accusing the palace of racism during the Oprah Winfrey interview. Later, she accepted a Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Award for leaving royal duties, claiming it was due to racism in the palace. Now, they deny ever talking about racism in that interview. From the very beginning, I believed Meghan Markle's scheming to undermine Catherine would negatively impact her well-being. I'm not saying Meghan caused Catherine to develop cancer, but the stress certainly didn't help. Now many of Catherine's fans around the world are upset with Meghan. Unless Meghan's titles are removed and she goes into hiding, I don't see a happy ending for her. Especially after the latest video Catherine released, it's heartbreaking. She looks like a shadow of the glowing and beautiful English rose we all love. It's breaking all our hearts. We don't want the king to welcome Meghan Markle back, and nobody wants to hear her name again. No one wants to see Meghan among Brits, and frankly, I don't want to see the kids at this point. I'm tired of it. That time has passed. All we want now is for Catherine and William and their family to get through this. I also wonder if Meghan had anything to do with the hospital records being breached. Catherine is beautiful, kind, and compassionate with lots of support and love around her. I hope they caught it early enough so she can start the healing process. Now that everyone knows more about what's happening, I hope Catherine can heal in peace. Chronic stress has real physical effects. God bless Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and may she get well soon. Meanwhile, we're all glaring at Meghan Markle and her allies in the media, like William Morris Endeavor, and the people she influences with spite and resentment. This is just another incident in her long list of bullying. She bullied little Charlotte, the Queen, and the King during his diagnosis and treatment. Now she's targeting Catherine. Meghan Markle is not innocent. She and Harry are accountable for the suffering caused before, during, and after this diagnosis. About 3 months ago, there was a rumor that turned out to be false. As we can see, WME is still closely linked to Meghan Markle, just like Netflix. It seems like they're all working together to keep people talking by constantly resurfacing rumors about Harry and Meghan returning to the UK or getting dropped by Netflix and WME. But when will it actually happen? They love to stir the pot with these claims, but nothing ever comes true. WME is doing everything they can to keep Meghan Markle in our minds, even though we don't want her there. They say Netflix needs her for the attention she brings, and Meghan does it out of hatred and jealousy. But all I see are rumors about people getting rid of her. I won't believe anything until I see it with my own eyes. The more we learn about Meghan, the more troubling it becomes. She and Harry have become quite problematic. It seems urgent that their royal titles be revoked. I mostly blame Meghan Markle for this. Someone might even question her about her connections in Haiti. Yes, those involved in voodoo practices. Also, it's quite odd that both King Charles and Catherine were labeled as racist by Scooby-Doo, reportedly prompted by Meghan. Interestingly, both have now been diagnosed with cancer. Some people, more superstitious than I, might say it's no coincidence. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting close. If Charles really wants to protect Harry and reconnect with him at the expense of his other son and daughter-in-law, who have been loyal all along, then he needs to take a stand. He should advocate for William to be king and perhaps move to Montecito himself. He could settle into one of their guest houses and focus on healing with Harry's family. I'm sure the kids, often out of the spotlight, would be a big help. If Harry and Meghan truly decided to leave everything behind and lead a normal life, would they still be public figures? Would people still be interested in them? Probably not. Let's be honest, they never really left anything behind. They aren't interested in giving up their lifestyle, they just want the money to keep flowing in, even though it's dried up. All this talk about Meghan leaving her old life is just ridiculous. They haven't left anything behind despite what we've been told. To them, their current life, which involves not doing much and portraying themselves as hard done by victims facing endless difficulties, is ordinary. They seem to resist every challenge that comes their way. They are two troubled individuals stuck in the past, continually crafting stories Their version of moving forward seems to be clinging to a victim mentality as an excuse for their failures. But in reality, they aren't victims, they just like to be seen as such. They keep narrating a tale of hardship, which seems more about maintaining their relevance than reflecting any actual plight. By positioning themselves as victims, they manage to attract attention and sympathy, which might not be warranted. This ongoing portrayal diverts focus from real issues and undermines their credibility. They claim to want a simple life, yet their actions suggest they are far from ready to step away from the spotlight and the advantages it brings. In essence, they remain very much entangled in the public eye, not because they are forced to, but because they choose to under the guise of being misunderstood and mistreated. Back when they were kids, throwing tantrums and little fits on the floor got them attention and even helped them get their way, but that doesn't work anymore. Now they're adults, and it's unrealistic to expect everyone to still pamper them. So, according to Prince Harry, he felt shortchanged over an extra sausage at breakfast, tumbled into a dog bowl breaking it, and even had his necklace broken. Yet it appears he might be overlooking the bike rides with his father, for which photos exist. However, he certainly recalls a heated argument, adding some drama to enhance his book. But such incidents like the forgotten bike rides yet vividly remembered disputes are more about adding some sizzle to his story than recounting the simple, happy moments. Even though those less dramatic memories might not make the headlines, they're equally important parts of his life. It's clear that sometimes the need to make a story interesting can overshadow the quieter but equally meaningful experiences. And then there's the tale of Harry thinking about diving his jet fighter toward his father's Audi, something he claims he considered but never acted on. Thank you for that decision, Harry. Interestingly, this dramatic story doesn't ring a bell with anyone else, not even his flying instructor or King Charles himself. What's more, Harry and Meghan seem to think that reverting to toddler like tantrums will work in their favor even now. They seem to imagine they can stomp their feet, clench their fists, punch pillows, and throw fits to get their way. But it seems unlikely that Charles will cave to such antics, as it's pretty clear they're after more than just fatherly affection, they're after his financial support. They act more like teenagers, but honestly, even worse. Watching them is just cringe worthy. They're putting all their worst traits out there, just like teenagers, I suppose. Yet they want us to think they're the epitome of coolness. Sorry, but they're not fooling anyone. What's amusing is how they try to hide all their flaws and convince themselves they're flawless. Why? What makes them believe that? Their flaws are pretty obvious to everyone. They strut around trying to pass off as hip and classy, sporting their pricey designer outfits and accessories, acting like they're the cool new American royals. But come on, Meghan's ball gowns sometimes resemble crumpled garbage bags, and Harry resorts to wearing high heels just to hide the fact that he's shorter than his older brother. Why can't we see their supposed coolness? Because it's just not there. And Harry, what's up with that thing on your head? Can't even call it hair. Those hair plugs you got don't seem to be doing the trick. Maybe you should ask for a refund. Or maybe the treatments got sidelined because Meghan's agenda took over, but we're expected to buy into their image, worship them, and hand over whatever they demand. They're utterly convinced of their own greatness, a greatness that nobody else seems to see. Yet we're expected to not only see it, but also applaud it. Remember how they demanded privacy plastered all over the media. And now, can we please revisit their fancy website, make a donation, agree to cookies, devour the tabloids, and buy tickets to their speaking gigs? It's all just a cash grab for them, feeding their egos. I'm exhausted by the phoniness. Their Puerto Rico machine is relentless, churning out nonsense stories without bothering to fact check, all for the sake of clicks. And now I've heard the latest Meghan Markle supposedly selling Harry's underwear online. Chuckles, well, that's sure to keep the gossip mill spinning, isn't it? These pseudo royals, Harry and Meghan, are eager to show up at ribbon cutting ceremonies for bathroom openings or perhaps the grand openings of discount appliance stores. They'll happily appear on talk shows even if there's no live audience, just a canned laugh track. They'll gladly accept awards they likely paid for themselves. While Harry might be off playing polo, Meghan might be spotted in the drive-thru at a burger joint. And of course, they expect top-notch security for all their escapades. Well, they obviously think they're quite important and they fully expect someone else to foot the bill. Don't you dare forget it. They want us to buy into their empty image. They're just a pair of fakes thinking they're influencers. But who exactly are they influencing? Nobody. They talk about mental health while stirring up trouble themselves. They've got plenty of drugs, alcohol, and even rescue chickens, and they sure do love picking fights. They're like bullies in the schoolyard, teasing and tormenting everyone else. They enjoy gaslighting and playing manipulative games. It's all about grifting, bullying, and lying for them. That's their whole image. But does anyone actually want to buy into it? Nope. But they're not letting that stop them. Their sense of entitlement is off the charts. I mean, where do they even get off? Harry, you're the backup plan. You've always been second to your older brother. I know it stings, but it's time to accept reality. And here's the kicker: you could have stayed a part of the royal family, but you chose not to. So it's on you that you've become even more irrelevant than before. What do Harry and Meghan actually do? They don't have jobs, no office to go to, no commute, no rubbing elbows with the common folk. They don't even have to sidestep the homeless guy on the sidewalk. Nope. They jet around on private planes and get VIP treatment wherever they go. But will anyone feel sorry for them as they keep chasing attention? Nope. Will anyone shed a tear when they fade into obscurity again? Nope. Will anyone miss them or care about their story of self sabotage? Absolutely not. People will breathe a sigh of relief to finally be rid of them. Harry was raised in luxury, never having to grasp the value or meaning of money. He received an allowance for clothes and entertainment without having to work for it. He had a free place to live, free cars, staff and security never needing a real job. And Meghan wasn't far behind. While she wasn't born into royalty, her father footed the bill for everything. She relied on boyfriends and later husbands to cover her expenses. Even during her time as an actress on a cable TV show, her role was minimal, requiring little effort to learn lines. When they left everything behind for what they thought would be a peaceful life, it turned out to be far from it. Thanks for watching this video. That wraps up today's newsletter. What are your thoughts on the information? Leave a comment below to share. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.